to make it look real, you have to have physical interactions. You have to have the creature looking like it's kicking something, or it's kicking up dust, or it's kicking some bones on the ground. So we have to shoot them as what we call physical interactions.
In the New Zealand shoot, episode 3, we had an actor, Morgan, a local actor, who was great. And we have a scene where he's attacked by the Mei Long, which are these vicious dinosaurs that are like a pack of wild dogs. And for that interaction, we actually had to pull him backwards through a hedge.
Help me!
We did about 10 takes in the end, and this poor guy is getting pulled through clean off his feet and backwards about 6 foot each time by this enormous stunt coordinator. And that kind of interaction, that's what these programmes are all about. You have to imagine, you have to get into your head that you're standing next to some enormous dinosaurs. And it's amazing, actually, how quickly our actors and presenters get into that.
Get your bag off! Help! Help me! Get off! Help! Help!
They're away.
While the directors were filming in exotic locations, the sound designer was shut in a small dark room in London, making and recording strange noises.
A lot of the time we don't actually have any sound at all, so we have to make the whole thing up from the word go, and that's great and exciting, but it's also hard work. Let's say take a dinosaur which has no sound recorded on location, and we can give it our own special touch, so to speak, with obviously a bit of authenticity entwined with it. Big whack if we were actually creating a T-Rex sound. See what you have to do for your job. So that's fighting into bones and what have you. You've got to have good teeth for this job, and into other horrible dinosaur animals.
Back on location, literally thousands of elements were being filmed by the directors and fed back to Framestore. The magic is pulling all these pictures together in what is known as compositing.
In this next sequence, Nigel gets chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he runs right past a pen of crocodiles. So it was going to be a bit dangerous to have Nigel actually running past them, so we shot them separately. There they are. And made a lot of noise off screen to get a reaction out of them for when the Tyrannosaurus Rex runs past. We then shot Nigel against the blue screen, and then put the elements together. And then in the finished shot we added a footprint, we had a bit of stuff being kicked off, and had a bit of a camera move, so a bit of shake when the Tyrannosaurus Rex's foot hits the ground.
Putting these shows together, it's like a giant jigsaw puzzle. And, you know, in the final scene, that amazing chase when Matilda the T-Rex escapes, she runs past some crocodiles chasing me. That was done in South Africa. And then the next shot, we cut to Deinosuchus, the prehistoric crocodile, erupting out of the water and actually saving my life by distracting Matilda. That was done in Australia, so you've got to actually think about how all of these stories flow together, and they can be shot in many different locations.
The Deinosuchus was one of the creatures Nigel was really looking forward to meeting.
Yeah, I've done a lot with living crocodiles and alligators, but the largest crocodile alive today, the saltwater crocodile, is about 25 feet long. But just imagine Deinosuchus, crocodile 60 feet long, and I was so excited about meeting that. And that's a crocodile that actually hunts dinosaurs.
Every time we do more CGI work, we always like to push the boundaries a bit more. And I think one that's, you know, definitely causing cause for some concern is this crocodile role we're doing.
It took an enormous amount of preparation. It kind of shows you what goes into CG. I think even 8, 9, 10 months before the shoot, we were sitting down having hour-long meetings just about this one shot, about how to achieve it.
It's something we've never tried before, actually showing a giant prehistoric crocodile rolling in the water as it does a death roll.
This could get the prize as the hardest shot in the programme. Deinosuchus roll. We've been dreading it ever since we saw it on the storyboard, how we're going to film it and how we're going to composite the whole thing. The interactions are very difficult. We've got all these splashes going on, and it's unforgiving.
To make things even harder for Sirio, the compositor, I shot it in slow motion so that everybody can stare in loving detail at every frame, which means it really does have to be good. As I'm talking now, the shot's not quite finished, and I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed, that it's going to come out okay.
People often ask, oh, do you have to do stuff frame by frame? And it gets worse than that. Sometimes it's pixel by pixel. You're really studying stuff very closely.
It'd be so much easier if we just had a 50-foot prehistoric crocodile and could film it for real. But there wasn't time.
But finally, the Deinosuchus was ready to rock and roll.
He's gone and leapt out there. The Parasaurolophus is being dragged back.
With the deadly Deinosuchus roll complete, it was time for the icing on the prehistoric pudding. Composer Daniel Pemberton spent a year in a flurry of staves, crotchets and quavers. He worked with the City of Prague Philharmonic Orchestra to tell an epic musical story that would guide us through 300 million years of prehistoric life.
Making Prehistoric Park was an amazing experience for all of us. Sometimes it pushed us to the limit. We were often in very difficult conditions. We were dealing with real animals, CG animals, actors, hostile climates, long hours. But I think in the end, what we've made is really, really special.
Prehistoric Park for me, what a roller coaster ride. 150 days filming. Of course, you rarely see anything until you get back here. You know, I cannot believe how realistic it is. And, you know, I've always wanted to travel in time. It's a dream come true to actually see myself with these prehistoric creatures. And when I'm an old man, I'll really believe that I travelled back in time.
What we hope we've shown with this series is that, in a sense, extinction doesn't have to be forever.
What is Prehistoric Park? Ask me another one, that's too hard.
The island to the location we wanted it at. Fraser Island is down there, is it? Hello? No, she's not.
Certainly the tractor scene where we allow the Tyrannosaur, was it the Tyrannosaur? The trust. For example, on the tractor, when we were letting the oh, I've forgotten its name again.
Each one of our story, it's quite hard, this, isn't it? I'm always on that side and it looks so damn easy. Oh, now I really know how hard it is.